Flying in a glider over the Andes Mountains in Chile, it's something what we are not doing every day. And the view of the highest mountain of all Americas, the famous Aconcagua, which lay on the Argentinian side of the border, just like 15 kilometers as a crow flies from the Chilean border, which summits lies in the altitude of 6,961 meters or 22,837 feet. It's beautiful, and not only from the passenger aircraft, but it's reachable also with the glider from the Vitacura airfield in the suburbs of Santiago de Chile, the capital city of this nice and extremely long, beautiful South American country. So, where the story begins? At the Sierra Charlie Lima Charlie. What is the ICAO code for the Vitacura airfield, which is the general aviation airport at the northern suburbs of Santiago de Chile, where you can find also a very nice flying club with the gliders. Its runway, it's not one of the longest ones, with a 545 meters long asphalt strip of the orientation 0725, which is laying in the altitude of 685 meters over the sea level. For the European pilots, it's interesting to see here the Czechoslovak build aluminium L13 and L23 Blaniks and Super Blaniks, which are used mostly for the training. An interesting information for every pilot is that from this airfield took place interesting historical event when on 12th of December of 1964 the local pilot Don Alejo or Alejo Williamson Davila flew with the Blanik from the Chilean side to the Argentinian side of the Andes Mountains, crossing its range for the first time in the human history with a glider. The 6 hours long flight, up to 6,000 meters over the sea level, was quite difficult, but in the ridge and the thermal conditions with a wind of 45 kilometers and temperature of minus 15 degrees centigrade, this pilot was able to fly to Mendoza on the other side of the mountains. When he landed there, the military personnel at the local airfield didn't believe that he crossed the Andes Mountains in the glider. Only later on, when they recheck with the airfield on the Chilean side, he got all of the honor. And he was also met by the Chilean president Eduardo Frei Montalva, and the pictures of this happy pilot riding in all of the honor with the open roof government car next to La Moneda Palace in Santiago de Chile were on the front pages of the local press of that period. Nowadays, all of the gliders are much more modern, and so is the flying. But it's still very interesting to fly in the Andes from Vitacura airfield. And still, the local pilots and the people who take care about the airfield are lovely. For the air tows, we usually use here the Piper Cub with the 4-blade propeller, which is suitable for towing. Only small thing is that when you are taking off from the runway 25, your strong wish is that nothing will happen with the towing rope, because in the case of breakage of the rope, especially at the very early phases of the flight, you don't have too many spots where you can land here. Anyway, let's fly. So, at the end of the Chilean summer, in February or March, the conditions are not that perfect anymore. Sometimes you can use a ridge, but many times even the ridge is not working and you are satisfied by the quite weak thermals. A different story is to fly here in December, when the strong thermals and the good ridge conditions could bring you much higher and higher And you can see also the famous Aconcagua mountain. The variometer will make every glider's pilot's soul happy, because these altitudes are not that normal, especially in the Central European region. But flying here is pretty schematic. You should know where the good places are, you should know which valleys are not possible to leave, so you should not enter them at the lower altitudes, and all of this is necessary to know from the local glider pilots, which are very helpful, especially if you are not familiar with the area. It's also extremely important to know from where the wind is blowing, where are the lee side of the mountain ridges, and where are the outlanding spots, because there are not that many in this area. But we are already getting closer to Santiago de Chile. We are approaching Vitacura airfield and landing on the runway 25 with the displaced threshold. So, one more picture with the local guys, beautiful debriefing, and the last views of the mountain ridges of the lovely Andes Mountains. In the case you like the video, consider some thumbs up or maybe even subscription, because then it will help us grow a bit, and also you will see some our next nice videos from the rich world of flying gliders.